webinar series. Welcome Angelina, Brenda Tan, Claire. Thanks for coming. 14th, Haida, John. Today we actually has quite a high sign up for this tonight's event. Great, we have quite a few numbers still going. Hi Irene, Florence, hi Jean, hi Keith Tan. There's so many names. I try to call as many as possible. Hi Roy. I suspect some of you are having dinner at the same time. Great, so let's give another few seconds and I think let the rest catch up. There's a chat function. Some of you can see, you can engage with the audience and the panelists from this chat. Hi Ruby, Shu. Hi 074592. Hi Alfred. Hamima. Okay, great. So we have, right now it's about 27 attendees. That's great. So I think the rest will come slowly. And hello everybody. It's good to see you again. So this week, tonight, I'm actually your host. Welcome to United Against COVID-19 webinar series. My name is Karen Talk. I'm one of the volunteers at the Asian Institute of Mentoring, together with our team of 6 committed active volunteers for the UNACOV initiative, plus our 2 very hands-on founders. We bring you industry experts every week to share topics related to, for our regular attendees. Do you remember our 3 verticals that we focus on? You can type on the chat. So 1 is small business crisis management. I think the regulars are coming late because they hear this many times, right? So career resilient and personal well-being. So these are the 3 verticals we focus. And today's sessions, we are going to go on Zoom webinar, which means, can anyone see you? Yes, no? No, no one can see you. So you can do and wear anything you like, as long as you pay attention. So this webinar will be recorded and a replay link will be sent to you, anyone who signed up. And also welcome everyone who joined from the Facebook Live and LinkedIn Live. So I may not be able to see your questions because I can only see from the Zoom side. So, but, and some of you may not have signed up. I encourage you to sign up on the post that you see. There's a link so that you can get a replay link and all the information that will be given to our signed up attendees from our speakers. So today we will be doing it in an interview format. So do send in your questions in the Q&A tab. Any time throughout the sessions, you can see at the bottom of the bar, there is the Q&A button. So you can just throw your burning questions in there. And do use the chat function to engage everyone. And also, yeah, so we have our super duper Laura Hall is our support tonight for our chat. So you will hear from her as well. And you know what? She is 9 months pregnant and she's here with us. And it's so exciting anytime, right? So we're really lucky to have her being so committed despite very pregnant. And okay, so when you send a message on the chat box, remember you have 3 options. A private message to an individual, you can send to an individual, or you can send only to the panelists, or you can click everyone and the panelists. So you have 3 options. So please make sure you click the right one. So we have now 33 attendees. Welcome for the rest who just joined us from Zoom, from Facebook Live, from LinkedIn Live. So tonight's topic is under our career resilient track, top digital marketing job possibilities. In April, when we designed the UNACOV initiative, the career resilient track was one important pillar as we were expecting massive job losses, and support in this area was critical. So we started to call for support, approach industry experts, and lined up programs that can support our community. So, so there will be some more upcoming webinars on career resilience, such as Mastering Job Search Success, which is a fireside chat actually next Saturday, 10:30. And there will be a career clinic for job seekers, and also a topic on redesign your life with clarity, okay? Because there's all kinds of career transitions. Some people lost the job, some people, you know, the jobs they have for years is no longer available. And this is why we choose to do career transition, and also that I pick the digital marketing because it's a hot area. And the question is, those without experience, how can we get into this area and secure our job? I mean, I would say digital marketing is quite a future-proof jobs. So we are extremely grateful that our speaker tonight, Michelle and Hendry, is able to take their precious time to share with us insights on how to transit into one of the hottest jobs today that has been facing talent shortage actually for many years. So let me introduce one of our 2 experts tonight. Michelle Lim is the co-founder of both Make the Change and an integrated digital agency with special focus on social enterprise, and M.A.D School, a digital marketing school. Some of you may know that she was last year's TEDx speaker on building an authentic relationship with yourself. She was one of the panel of judges for Singapore Media Awards, advisor for Scape Youth Entrepreneurship. She's an expert in entrepreneurial marketing and a forward-thinking educator for career transition. Perfect person for the discussion tonight. So let's welcome Michelle.
Hi everyone, so good to see you. This is live from M.A.D campus directly, not a virtual world. It's directly from our M.A.D campus here. Thank you. It's so good to see all of you here in Zoom as well as in the Facebook. Thanks, Karen, for the intro.
Yeah, I've seen that background a few times when I visit. I love that wall. So next, I'd like to introduce Hendry Goh, Director of Strategy of Neo 360 Digital. Hendry works with multiple businesses to create their very own data-driven digital marketing blueprint that delivers predictable performance. You might hear this word very common these days. So armed with almost like 10 years of digital strategy and marketing experience, he has developed a deep understanding of internet marketing strategies in the e-commerce, B2B, and B2C market space. Hendry current's edu-passions, he call it, lies in hackerlogy.com, a digital vehicle whose twofold mission is to equip businesses with digital skills to grow online effectively and inspire new digital marketeers to deliver predictable growth for their clients. So Hendry is very passionate about digital marketing educations. So let's welcome Hendry.
Hi, hello, hi everyone. Yeah, very nice to be here. Yeah, so I'm very happy to be able to share what I have, amidst all the, running after the clients and dealing with them every day. Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you, Karen.
Welcome. So from Zoom side, welcome all the 41 attendees. Could I get you to maybe share with us a little bit? We will come and check on this chat every now and then. Let us know what is it that you're looking for in this webinar. Just feel free to type in here. So now this morning, I did a quick search on how many digital marketing jobs are there in Singapore. And so what I found is JobStreet has about 347 jobs. LinkedIn has 2,577. Now I narrowed down to Singapore. So these are digital marketing jobs in Singapore. And Indeed has about 3,299. JobsDB, 6,921. JobsDB is one of a fairly popular job site. We use them quite a bit. So I'm not surprised they do have a lot of jobs, but some of this job might be repeated. And I did a search on some other position as well. So I have to say that digital marketing does have a lot of advertisement on this job. And so this is why we brought digital marketing to discuss career transition, because this is a future-proof career. So tonight we're going to go over the various jobs in digital marketing, an overview of the digital marketing roles and the digital marketing jobs market, as well as how do you upskill, like what skill do you upgrade? How do you even look at, evaluate a marketing school, right? So that's what we're going to cover. So thank you for those who reply. Don't see much reply from the chat group. Maybe they haven't got any burning questions, or they just want to see what we have to share about this hot jobs. Okay, so first question to you, Hendry. Speaking about career transitions, you came from IT and technical background. How did you even transit into digital marketing? I know that our agency provide 360 marketing, so such as SEO, SEM, and also maybe you could also share with us a little bit about the industry you cover and the projects that you support.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Karen. So, I really came from, I started like 22 years ago. So I really started as a, a IT specialist. I was an IT project manager with what is now known as IMDA. So now, last time it was used to be known as IDA. So it was really like managing servers, applications. And I guess after that, I actually went to deepen my skills in, to take a master's in computer science. It's not even marketing. And with the view that I want to do some research career in research. But somehow or another, teaching sort of drew to me. And I ended up in Republic Polytechnic, and that's where I spent a wonderful years there, about 7-8 years, so teaching IT. I guess I did not really plan to go into digital marketing. It's more of a process of really finding myself over the years of what I really like and what I really enjoy. And I must say that it's been quite a wild ride over the last 10 years. So initially what happened was that after I left the Polytechnic, the safe haven, I was like, a bit lost. And I sort of like got in touch with something called internet marketing. And that's where I really started. I really started marketing as an affiliate using paid traffic all over the world with my partner then. And that's where I pick up most of the skills of media buying, scaling, copywriting, and even business. So after that, about 2-3 years later, we sort of like felt that the industry was moving in the area that we weren't happy with. And I literally overnight stopped that business. But thankfully, a US company sort of approached me because they heard about me, and they actually, it was a startup company, and they actually asked me to promote their range of health supplements. So I was really working like from across the world. I dealt with Facebook marketers in UK, developers in Eastern Europe, and a bunch of them in US itself. And it was fantastic because that's where I pick up the platform skills of Google Ads, Facebook, SEM, SEO, but in a very intense manner. I cannot believe it, because it's not just the US hours I have to keep. So I start work at night, and I really last all the way to the morning. So that was really I would say that was the foundation of where I came to be now at Neo 360. I started, I think my friend and partner asked me to say, hey, why not you have some regular hours instead of, a family guy, right? And let's serve the local market, let's help the local businesses grow. And that's how over the last, I think 6 years, 6 years, we have been, just been faithfully serving the market. And I think God has been good, and He has really kept us well. And I must say that we have been very blessed over the years, even during COVID time. Yeah. So that's my short story. Yeah.
It's interesting. You're the second person that I heard. There was another lady, she was giving a digital marketing talk, and she shared that her why of starting her influencer business was that she realized she's been working for all the MNCs all this time and helping them convert customer, brought leads and everything. So she decided to focus on local companies that maybe are not so well known. If she could do it with a big MNC, she should then be able to help all these local businesses and bring their the potential clients to them. So that's very similar
Yes,
mission
exactly.
to have here. And I think it's really tough for small businesses to get out there, right? Great. So Michelle, understand that you started med school at the age of 30. And again, and you started at 40, the integrated marketing agency called the Make the Change, right? And that one is actually focused on social enterprise. Could you give us a quick overview of the two companies and what you do, how big are they, what is your clients like?
Okay, hi everyone. So basically, as you see my t-shirt here, M.A.D School, it stands for Making a Difference Through Marketing, Advertising and Design. That's what we have been firmly believe. When I was 30, there was many years back, we realized that a lot of paper qualifications or degree did not answer the needs of the industry requirement. For example, a lot of graduates, they still feel that they are not ready, they are not equipped with the right skill in order to look for a right job. So the purpose of M.A.D School founding is on two principles. The first principle is actually we believe that everyone is creative. Similar like Henry, I'm not design trained, no, I'm marketing trained. I major in economics. But through the efforts and through the learning, definitely you'll be able to pick up a new skill. And that's why we believe that the students who have the desire and passions to pursue a new career, they definitely will be able to cope no matter at what age. The second part of the founding belief is actually we believe that creativity is something that you can acquire. And in marketing industry, in advertising or in design industry, it is integrated. It's like in today's world, we look into the polymath, meaning that a person must have multiple skill set. So that is what we have been developing our curriculums with the industry practitioners. We don't have professor in the school or our so-called coach and mentor like Henry, all from the industry. So we want the students to really learn directly from the industry practitioners on what it takes to be successful in that industry and what are the struggles. So as we know that to start a career is not easy. You're not just talking about the skill set to enter into the career, but you must understand what it takes as well. So the reason why we get the industry people to conduct the lessons is also serve as like a mentorship giving to all the students to experience that what it takes. And it's not just about teaching the skill set in the classroom, but it's also going to the site and then to really experience that culture as well, so that they can make a better sound decision. So that is M.A.D School founding purpose, that we're so passionate in that, in getting a lot of industry people to come on board. Then for Make the Change is actually, as what Henry mentioned also, is actually, as we have so many talents in the school, right, that people pursuing their career transition programs in M.A.D School, then we found that, hey, why not we starting agencies that is working together with our students and our graduates to serve the community. So we started off Make the Change as a social enterprise that to serve their non-profit organizations. That is still one of our key pillars in this agency. We serve approximately 140 NGOs to help them to do their marketing collaterals, their digital strategy, as well as their fundraising events. And we have approximately 40% are commercial clients, because as a social enterprise, we need to survive. Hence, we serve commercial clients and we use the profit to plow back to support the NGOs as well as community. But beyond that, Make the Change is also conducting relevant skill set for persons with disabilities as well as youth at risk. So we're working very closely with different communities, hopefully that through educations, we can empower them and then to conduct so that they have an employable skill that they can continue their career.
Excellent. And you know, I know she's amazing, and there's a lot of work that Michelle has done in the social enterprise space and also the support to the community, including teaching the refugees how to acquire digital marketing skill, which we're going to do later. So now I want to I got lots of response on my chat. Yay. So let's look at it. Suresh said digital marketing is seemingly oversold with incentive, etc. What is your opinion, digital? Digital it's all about, not just marketing, just as it can cut across many areas. So Suresh, can I suggest, this is a great question. Can you help me to put these questions onto the Q&A? And then later on, because we have a section later to just exactly going to address your relevant questions. And I've also asked the questions, if you're not in digital marketing currently, what jobs are you in? Just to get an idea of the audience. And then Chen Zi, digital ambassador she is, but hoping to become a digital marketer in the future. Amima say, what is it about digital marketing that interests you? Maybe we can take that questions, Hendry or Michelle.
For me, basically, my ambition is to be a banker. But I quit my job within 24 hours to realize that that is not my cup of tea. That was in my story in the other episode then. What really get me excited in the digital is actually like now when we're working with whether it's an NGO, whether it's a small enterprise or a large companies, we see that the market is constantly evolving. Yes, one of the participants mentioned whereby we are overstating the digital. In fact, now in the future, we will not see the difference between digital marketing or marketing, because consumer behavior has been going from online to offline, offline to online. And we have seen that, an online portal, it can move on to the offline. Like for example, fashions, we know that there are many fashions that whereby they started off on online, and then now they even have the physical store. You also have physical store people, they switch it over to the online. So basically, I think in the future, we don't have such term called like digital marketing. It's just marketing. It's just like currently, for a lot of traditional marketing, while they are still using brick and mortars as their services, and the traditional marketing, now they're switching over to the digital platform. And what excites me and why we see that it's a lot more potential in this area is because Singapore, in fact, is still very much behind in the Asian country. You're comparing to China, you're comparing to Indonesia and the neighborhood country whereby they're shopping online, that volumes and that entire ease of using this technology or platform that is available, So I think for us, there is a lot of changes and updating that is constantly evolving in the marketplace. Even now, you look into hawker center due to the circuit breaker period, that there's a lot of innovative way of people started to think on how they leverage on the online platform to promote their services or even to do food delivery. So there is a lot of transiting. And when we talk about transiting, people can see that in two different sides of coins. It's either you can see it as a crisis that you resist to change, or you can see it as a positive things that, something is coming up new. And it means that we can ride on this new thing to create an opportunity for ourselves, which we have witnessed a lot of businesses during this COVID-19 period, that they managed to reinvent themselves. And in fact, this crisis has quickened a lot of business to rethink about their marketing strategies or their digital presence. And I think that creates a lot of opportunity, not just for us as a business owner, but it's also for many people who are really interested to enter into this industry and to help contribute in terms of their employability and their skill set.
And if I may add that, I think digital marketing it will replace the traditional sales, and it is one way and probably the only way that you can reach out to the largest audience. So Brenda Tan say connecting with various people around the world through technology, so broadening our opportunities in many ways. Yes, you can make friends, you can get connections and opportunities. And Keith Tan says reason for attending As a PMET that is not familiar with digital marketing, the numerous courses available, similar titles for various schools, but with different courses duration, could be from few weeks to 12 months. It's quite mind-boggling. Yes, I felt the same way. So for someone seeking a career change and really don't know which course to attend, two will give the best knowledge and gear you for the best job to fit. Actually, Kate, could I also request that you put these great questions into our Q&A? We're going to come to that. Sue, it is important to have, is it important to have an accredited digital marketing qualifications if one wishes to pursue roles in digital marketing? And if so, can the panelists recommend any recognized courses in strategic digital marketing? Great questions. Could you also put it into Q&A? We're going to get to that. Alfred, there are a lot of masterclass in the marketing that claims that you can master SEO and SMM within 2 days. What are your take in this? I know we're going to discuss that as well. Alfred, please help me put it onto the Q&A. Brenda currently is working as a tuition teacher, and I am considering doing online tuitions, especially to overseas students, to broaden my work zone. So was wondering if there is any type of additional skills needed for this kind of upgrade. So tuition teacher, doing online, definitely you have to use digital marketing. Later on, Hendry is going to share with us a little bit about the various type of digital marketing role, and that from there you might get some idea. In fact, I do have a question also: how can entrepreneur, small business, if they are starting a digital marketing arm for the first time, how should they hire? Who should they hire? So we're going to cover that. So Suresh, I'm not directly in digital marketing, but marketing is something that is part of the business. Yes. Keith Tan used to work in travel retail business, tobacco, food. Heading a business unit that covers Asia. Left last year, now looking for career change. Don't need to be high position, just want to learn something new. Great, you're in the right seminar. I mean, webinar. I was, and Jean Hong, I was a marketing student, but I joined the freight forwarding and logistic business, but I'm now looking for career change. Digital marketing interests me, but I'm not sure how I could do so. Okay, we're gonna share that with you later. Shenji, earlier this morning, I attended another digital marketing sharing by Zalora and Facebook, which they mentioned that the online shopping trend is also a great untapped potential since customers are now able to shop safely online, especially during this pandemic. Yes, so we are aware of the great stuff about digital marketing. So let's move on to the next question for Hendry and Michelle. Okay, so now let's go into the overview of digital marketing and type of jobs in the market. So Hendry, could you share with us an overview of the type of digital marketing job functions in a digital marketing department, or perhaps for both in-house marketing department and as well as digital marketing agency, because the environment is very different and the type of available jobs are also very different. So maybe you could give us an idea.
Yeah, sure. Happy to do so. So as far as is concerned, if let's say, I think for agencies like us, it's really I think the main difference is that for agency, we tend to, be able to differentiate between the different skill sets that we want to have in different so-called teams more clearly. And that's why when we usually sometimes hire, it's usually we'll say things like maybe really want a great copywriter, because they will have quite a few clients, to serve. Yeah. Whereas I guess let's say for SME in Singapore, if they are running with maybe just one marketing manager, usually part of that role would require that person to do some digital marketing. And I realized that it's not ideal, but it happens because, for the crunch in terms of revenue and in terms of business budgets. So, well, there are basically three, I would say three levels of skills that is needed. First one I will share is maybe the platform skills, which is very straightforward. It's quite common. I mean, for example, Facebook, Google Ads, LinkedIn, right down. And for these skills, you really need to understand how to really plan. It's really, in some sense, it's really platform specific. You're looking at how to launch a great Facebook campaign, or how do you do a Facebook marketing. You need to basically learn how to optimize a campaign, manage the budget, or report the performance. And ultimately, it all ties back to data, because right now data is really the king of everything else, because that's why we can measure performance. I think that is also something that is great about digital. That's also my passion, because I find that in Singapore, too few companies actually measure their data properly, and most of them don't set it up properly. Even in the classes I conduct at M.A.D, I can safely tell you, none of the companies that I've talked to have ever set up their tracking properly. Yeah, so it's kind of sad. So in a sense, I echo Karen's view that we are a little bit behind in terms of what I experienced even in the US a few years ago. The things that they do are, of course, at a different scale already in digital marketing. And yeah, so I think it's something that is really needed. So that's the first part. That's the platform skills. Next, I would say that there is the creative skills. Yeah, that's where you need people who are great in copywriting, content writing, video editing, graphic design. The only thing that is interesting is that right now, these roles has to have develop a sense of the data as well. So traditionally, you would just be designing, oh wow, I just made this fantastic, in the ad agency last time, where they do those nice brochures or nice banners, they'll say, wow, this is a great campaign. But now, actually, because of the ability to measure, I think it's very important for creatives, I would say, to really sort of arm themselves with awareness of how data is being used to measure their performance. So the roles that come into place will be things like really the copywriter. Yeah, so I mean, if you are in a creative role, so you'll be doing a graphic designer. So these are very much straightforward. The job title or the positions will be pretty much self-explanatory. So the third part itself would be, I would say, the business skills. That is where you have the account managers, the client managers. I would say in some circles, they would MNCs, they will say that client success managers. So what they do is they need to be quite strategic. They need to be able to advise companies or their clients on what is the approach. They need to have a sort of like a 360 approach, like what we advocate towards digital marketing. And because in today's market, if you were to rely, let's say if your business will rely totally on Facebook marketing, you will be in a very shaky ground actually. Because one fine day, Facebook will fall out of favor. Yeah, it's just the in thing now. But with nobody can tell what's going to happen. So you definitely need to have a very holistic view, and you need to have a sense that, oh, what is coming next? What is the trends that is happening in the digital space? What are the tools, and what are things that will enable the business to sort of keep ahead, even in the digital marketing space? Because right now, as you can see, there are so many ads on Facebook. It's just super noisy. Even the webinars, every day you go there, you're being bombarded. So the question is, what is the value that you can bring to the table to help the business sort of elevate their status to stand out in the marketplace? Yeah. So these are the three broad areas of skills, yeah, that we need. Yeah, Karen.
Okay. So platform skills, a manager.
Creative skills. Yeah.
Content, for the content, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
And then client success manager, you need some business sense to advise clients, right? And you did mention that there seems to be a lack of tracking. So analytics is missing. So you know, a lot
Yes.
of people do those marketing spend, but they
Yeah.
don't track the results. So they have no idea what works, right?
Yeah, which is why most marketing managers actually come to they are a little bit stressed because traditionally if they are not in digital, they don't really measure that closely, but they do try their best, you know. But in digital, if you don't measure, you really you'll be caught unaware because you need to prove your ability to generate revenue. That really is the end, to be able to be the so-called engineer of growth. So really marketing in terms of digital has really taken on a real life, and that's what I find so exciting, because you can really grow something from nothing. You've heard of, you know, businesses like startups grow from nothing to it's like they can market worldwide, you know, and can get, you know, especially those software as a service. You see those platforms, if they really have a really bulletproof marketing ecosystem, they really can grow very, very fast. Yeah, so I was hoping that this would also come into the local businesses as well. Yeah.
Can I just add on a little bit for based on what you know, for the last 17 years when we are actually in this transitioning training people who are working professionals age from like 18 all the way to 45, 50 years old. The trend that we have been seeing, interestingly, is also a lot of Singaporeans started to be aware that I need to upgrade my skill. So getting more and more Singaporeans started to realize that in the digital marketing world, there are basically, as what Henry mentioned, that there are three. One is actually the platform, which is like, you know, people go to Shopify, people go to Q10, people go to Lazada, people go to all these platforms. And this platform is actually getting bigger in terms of helping SMEs to publish and to launch their products. Therefore, it's also a growing size in the employment opportunity there. And even as an SME, as a brand owner, they also need to hire people to able to manage their Q10 platform, their Lazada, or probably their Shopee platform, etc. So there is a growth in terms of the platform opportunities. The second part is actually content. In fact, if allowed me to illustrate a little bit more, is also visual content. Now we see very clearly is actually, you know, we used to say content is king, you know, and it's definitely true, because you like to look into content that is really relevant and important and is good, is well articulated and well storytelled, right? So you will be attracted to content that is really useful, and that is the area whereby a lot of opportunities for the viewer to consider that if you are a photographer, if you are passionate in photography, if you're passionate in videography, you are passionate in any skill set, you can use it and transform that to become one of the potential area in the digital world. Or if you like to write, it's potentially that you can become a very good storyteller through copy base or through storytelling, etc. And the third part, business solution, which is what we're seeing quite often in our agencies as well, is that when we're hiring people, we also need to look into people who can provide business solutions. They have critical thinking. Therefore, I would like to urge the audience here as well that in your previous job, you may have acquired a skill set. Don't consider those skill set as an obsolete skill set or irrelevant, because it's definitely valuable and value add to you when you're coming to this space of it. And in the business solutions, which is like, for example, our typical accounts or marketing people or sales guys who are going out, they no longer pitch on selling approach. They pitch on in a way that we are here to help the organization to solve their problems and to bridge the gap. So that is where critical thinking, creativity become very important as well.
Great. And on that, Michelle, I also wanted to ask, do you see an increase in students or inquiry, you know, asking about courses or signed up pre, or maybe I said this year or post-COVID? Do you see that increase?
Yes, actually, a lot of people say education is recession-proof. In our M.A.D school is actually very interesting, because in M.A.D school we have been training a lot of Singaporeans, you know, and expat spouse or probably expat children. We have a very minimal foreign students in our school, and what we're seeing is actually in the past we see that the 80% of our students, they're coming to the school is to look into career switching. So the number has been increased, but we also see the increasing number of another group of people coming in is not necessarily they aim for career switching, but because they know that it's essential for them to be relevant in the marketplace. Yeah. Hence, they want to have their skill upgrade for their career advancement in the same company. Yeah. Therefore, what we are seeing is actually this is an increasing trend, and we have been seeing increasing steady numbers that has been going up in the recent years, that people coming to our schools to acquire for these two main reasons. And yes, the number has been steadily grow. And that's why, you know, government looking into all the skill future related, etc. Yeah. And also the other part is actually PCP program, which we all know that government has been advocating. So we also see the increasing number of corporates willing to send their staff for training and prepare them to do better in their job.
Yeah. So PCP, could you, since you're on this, could you share with us a little bit of PCP?
Okay, PCP is basically a professional conversion program. So it's actually it's a very good initiative by government to initiate that if let's say you are not from this industry and you would like to venture into this industry, while SME or probably employer, they are a bit concerned of hiring an inexperienced people in this to do the job. So PCP is actually designed to cushion the employer stress in terms of wages, giving to the inexperienced people coming to do digital marketing work. So what they do is basically we partner with the government. We offer the digital marketing training programs in the span of 6 months. And in these 6 months, the SME, their salaries will be partially funded by the government. And these employees, they continue to upgrade themselves, picking up the skill set. So it's a win-win situation for the employee and for the employer, because you are entering into the industry not just like on the job training, but you are really going through a comprehensive 6 months long kind of program to acquire the skill set so that you can perform in the job. And that has been giving, it's actually a very good program that it has minimized a lot of risk for both parties,
yeah,
employee and employer.
So basically hire someone with inexperience, send them for courses, and government pay for it.
Yes.
So you need to be inexperienced, right? Yeah.
Yeah, inexperienced.
They have to be a working professional, not fresh grads, right?
Yeah. Yes, correct.
So yeah, so you could, I don't know, apply for a job and tell them to get a grant to hire you if they don't know about PCP. Try that. So we have about kind of 10 minutes or so. I'm going to ask the rest of the very important questions as we go through. So in terms of personality fit, right? Maybe Hendry, you could share this. I mean, if I were to break the people into 4 groups, so you have the extrovert, you know, they usually are great communicators. And then you have the detail-oriented person, or somebody who's analytical, or somebody who is creative, love design, love aesthetic. So they all do not have marketing background. So what kind of role would you suggest most suited for this 4 personality type?
Oh, all right. So
say extrovert, good communication.
Yeah, so if let's say if you are a good communicator, I think definitely you want to be in a position to leverage on what you have. I think I echo Michelle very much that if you are looking at a career transition, if let's say you have had quite a few years of experience, just like me, what did I do? Of course, for me, my pathway is a bit different. I actually took the leap of really trying something myself over 2 years. And from then on, I sort of like got started on the journey as a digital marketer. But I guess for most people, if let's say you are extrovert, you should actually consider something maybe to, especially if you have industry knowledge. I think I cannot emphasize enough that that is actually very valuable. For example, I came from the education space. I know the poly, I know the private schools very well. I know Council of CPE very well. So that is also why, interestingly now, when I'm doing digital marketing now, my core niche is actually the education space and the training space. So it's like coming full circle back again and say that, hey, and I realized great empathy for what they do. And I think they understand their model very well. So you definitely need to look at this kind of sales communication driven roles in terms of account management as a starting point, where you can add value.
And therefore, you will need an overview understanding of
yes.
The key digital marketing, right?
Yes, that's right.
You don't need to go deep, but you do have the...
Yeah, you do need to have it. You do need to understand how the different parts join together and work together.
So a detail-oriented person, is that what strengths? This is a great strength, but where can we put this person?
All right, if you are a super introvert, you don't like to meet people, all right? It's like, I'm actually an introvert, you know, you may not believe it, but that's my core. So you definitely want to start maybe on the, if you are a creative, if let's say you're already a creative person, you already have, you know, maybe design skills, video skills, of course, or writing skills. You love writing and you just are able to copyright well, then of course you start on that. If not, you would probably, if you have so much detailed orientedness, you probably want to go on to platform. You really want to maybe really master some platforms and really
work.
Give
some example of popular platforms.
Yeah, you definitely, let's say in Singapore, it's a no-brainer. Most everyone is on Facebook, and Facebook marketing is really hot now. Even just a few days ago, I had my friend who is running an e-commerce company. You know, he actually approached me. I said, Hendry, do you have any students or anyone to recommend? Because he can't even find someone to market well on Facebook. Even though it seems like, oh wow, it seems like it's so easy. You know, there are so many courses that says, oh, it's so easy. But really, to run a Facebook ad well, it's not just the platform skill. You really need a bit of creativity. You really need to be strategic in your own way in the platform. And that's why that's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so platform would be good for people like, so Facebook, not a lot of people use LinkedIn, but
yes,
there are other ways to organically use LinkedIn.
Yeah, Google Ads too. Yeah, Google Ads is
Google Analytics is also quite sure, right?
Yes.
Hootsuite, how about some of the backend system that is important?
Well, of course, I mean, now they are heavy into marketing automation, like HubSpot. HubSpot is very popular. They have been very aggressive in Singapore. We are also a HubSpot partner. And for some of the smaller SME who cannot afford or don't want to spend on that, they will go for Active Campaign, which is a similar tool. So there are some competing platforms. After you know one, you will know most of how they work. And so it's very important to get the foundation of what they do and how to use them in a smart way to grow a business. Yeah.
So this backend platforms are actually, they automate the marketing and sales. So it's actually used by a lot of larger companies. Am I right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So
yes.
if you have skills in this area, you could actually claim it, and you know, even theoretical skill that very useful.
Yeah.
Just watch YouTube and learn, you know.
Yeah. So in for example, if you're talking about Google Ads, they already have a certification themselves. Yeah. Facebook there is a Facebook Blue Book, but I would say that is really just starting. And if let's say if you're looking at HubSpot, they really have a training program. It's such a wonderful training program, and they are also very good for the so-called strategic digital marketing.
Yeah.
And they are crazy about content. You just take a look at the amount of content they publish, and they are all top quality. So I think those are just a good place.
So if you're not good at writing, not good at analyzing, then there is still the design, graphic design, right?
Yeah. It's definitely not the least, okay, for sure, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Visual design is very important. Visual literacy is very important in today's world.
Yeah.
So, and also this next question for Hendry and both Hendry and Michelle. Now we have to maybe go a bit faster with the answer because time's actually we need time.
We have quite a lot of questions.
We need 2 hours, yeah.
What really are the in-demand jobs in the market, and what kind of job functions are employer really hunting high and low for? Like, just give me 3. Super in demand, yeah.
Well, I would just say one. I mean, I would say that a lot of, you know, I do take a look at some of the job search portals. I see a lot of challenges in people wanting to transit there because personally, I find that the requirements are a little bit over the top, if you ask me. It seems like a cookie cutter piece. You know, it's like you need to be a superman or superwoman in marketing to even apply for a job with 2 years of experience needed. But I would say that generally, if you want to look at, I think most SMEs, they are really looking for marketing managers or digital marketing managers. They are quite intertwined now. Yeah, so marketing, if you are a marketing manager, you definitely need to pick up digital skills. Yeah, but the root of digital marketing is actually the word marketing. It's not the digital. The digital is really an amplification channel. So I would like to share with everyone that, you know, don't look at digital marketing as just something like a different creature. It's really the platforms that enable the amplification and how you skillfully use them. But you need to have a very good marketing sense, and you need to have a marketing view. It's even you can be great at manipulating a platform, but it's not going to help you.
Okay,
so that is one job.
Manager level, right?
Yes, that's our managers.
To manage the juniors, to put everything together.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there is also two other positions that we see that is actually up and coming, and it's actually, I would not say it's up and coming, but it's definitely essential, because even in the agency level, as we are working with Association of Accredited Agency, we found that there's increasing numbers of the agency looking for good content creator or good content curator, and that is actually something that is really, I would like to encourage people to really look into it. Social media and content curator is not means that you are very active in the social media posting and that means you are a very good content writer. Not necessarily means that. So I think this is the area whereby we see that there is a surge in it. Second part is actually a lot of SMEs, yes, when they are venturing into a digital platform, they very often they will say that, oh, I need a manager, or probably I need an executive who can really help me to put our products or put our services, leveraging on the social media marketing or leveraging on the digital marketing, and then to market it out. So I totally concur with what Henry said, that we all cannot deviate away that the key things of digital marketing is still on the basis of marketing. And what is the basis of marketing? It's basically you have to understand your consumer behavior. You have to understand them, what's their needs and what's their wants. And you based on these insights, which is the data that you have, understanding your customer data that you have, you put it into your message strategies and your media strategies. And that's where digital comes in. Yeah. Because digital is a media platform. Then you curate your content, you create your strategies that are with this platform, and then with the design executions that enticing the people and catch their attention. So I think there is quite a lot of a skill set that you can learn. And I want to take this opportunity to answer one of the questions, which I think a lot of people has been asking that question. Is it okay, Karen, that I can answer one of the questions that a lot of people are asking? What's the online certification program, a 2 days course versus a master 2 days masterclass versus a long, probably 6 months to 9 months diploma program? Is it necessary for me to go through a certification, etc.? I would like to give one example. Okay, this example is actually, we have a student whereby she is an air stewardess for 12 years. And she joined the program because she feels whereby she needs to look for a second career as a standby if she's not flying anymore. So she took on the program, which is a diploma program, which is a 9 months long diploma program. But in her 6 months, she already acquired a job in Google. And currently she has been holding quite a senior position in Google in charge of this digital marketing aspect of it. And she doesn't have a Google certification. She doesn't have a degree. So it is not so much about paper. It's also about your preparedness in order to prepare yourself, acquire a skill set, and then how do you seek opportunities. For what we know from her is actually when she saw that there is this job opening, she wrote it in, and then she positioned herself as if like she's a brand. Because you are a digital marketing expert now, so you should position yourself. You are the first brand that you should promote. So she marketed herself very well, despite that she doesn't have any degree in the digital marketing. And she's only 6 months in our course, not even graduate yet. She already acquired a job. And there are many, many examples like that. So yes, there are some 2 days master course. All courses are good. You definitely will learn something. I'm not here to say that you have to choose the best. It depends on individual. I have known some people whereby they took up a 2 days masterclass, and from there they continue themselves to develop their skill set in that area, and they become a master. But if let's say you are a person whereby you need to go through a structured learning, a comprehensive learning to guide yourself along it, to discipline yourself along it, then maybe a more structured, a long-term programs will help you. So it's very much depending on individual, you know,
Yes.
some it works well in self-taught mode. They go online and they just pick up the skill set and they're very driven. They're very, very driven and very self-disciplined. They make it through. But some try that, fail, and therefore they subscribe to independent school like us, and then they come over here. They wanted to study with a group of community people because they feel that they can learn from one another and they can learn from the mentor and the coach to give them a level up to enter into the industry. So there's no right and wrong answer. All are good.
But if we were to, looking at Sue's asking the similar questions about qualifications and about the course, right? So if we have to pick something to start with, like what is the most basic that we really should have? I mean, besides social media, like is it Google Analytics? Is it something else?
As we mentioned by what Henry mentioned earlier, that for a person who has not been into this sector, when I say not been to this sector, probably you're not a marketing person background. So let's identify that clearly. Probably a non-marketer, you are an IT, you are probably engineer, you are accountant, or etc. And when you want to enter into this industry, it is good for you to go on the broad perspective. I give an example because we have received students who are coming in, they talk about, oh, I'm here, I just wanted to be a designer, or I'm here, I wanted to be a marketer. But after they bring through our integrated broad perspective, they realize that actually I can be a very good copywriter. So I was trying to encourage the viewer here and as well as the Facebook listener is actually give yourself a very broad understanding first of what is this industry can offer to you. And you will be able to select as you go by to go deeper into it. Therefore, in the past, we go on specialization, correct? Our education or specializations. But in today's world, it's not about specialization. As I mentioned, I always emphasize even agencies and getting more and more employers are looking for polymath. What does it mean by polymath? A person who has a T skill set. You can understand the broad cross-industry. At the same time, you have the depth of the specialization. And how do you acquire that? You must have this level that you understand the applications of the knowledge and you go into, like, for example, as what Henry mentioned, it could be specializing in copywriting because you prefer content. It could be a platform that you want to specialize in. It could be a business solution that you want to specialize in. So you need to have that broad understanding first before you dive deeper. And I've seen many cases whereby people spend thousands of dollars to get themselves certified by by Google, and by other courses. Okay. And in the end, they find out by, oh, is that all the course or the career? And they started with a narrow mind. Then it's very difficult for them to, to expand it up. So I would strongly recommend people start with that T. You start with that broad, so you understand, this is what the industry like. This is what the opportunities that I can sift up with, and then I dive deeper into it.
Okay, Surya say, Michelle, thanks for nailing it with a T approach. Jean say, agree with Michelle.
Thank you.
Yeah, I would like to echo really, it's really important. It's really important because even if you start, let's say if you want to just dive into Facebook because you are helping people, you feel that you can help certain people drive traffic to their e-commerce. But after a while, you realize that you'll be limiting yourself. You will come to a stage where you realize that if you want to grow, you will definitely need to have a bigger picture, and you definitely need to start dabbling into other areas as well. And you need to have that 360 approach, which we always advocate. And it's really serve a lot of businesses well and really make them resilient. And you see, at the end of the day, even if you're a marketing manager, what's your role? Your role is to really protect the business, from really shocks, If let's say the Facebook died, what's going to do? If let's say Google Ads became too expensive, what do I need to do? So there is a great value. And if you look at the job scope, it reflects the fear of, and this need of needing to know in a very broad context. Yeah, that's right.
Okay, great. So Michelle, if somebody are still confused, like what is best for them, if they call your marketing school, can someone help them out?
Oh yes, of course, of course. We are very passionate in this area. That's why we survived for 17 years in
So
Singapore,
don't
such a
take
small
any-
industry.
don't just take
No,
any
it's
call, yeah?
yeah. You just come down. I mean. That's why we have people like Hendry and a pool of industry practitioners who are very passionate in transforming our community and helping people. Has been what we're advocating in making a difference in your life, changing and selecting the right career that you're passionate about, that your life will change. So definitely you can come down. It's no obligation. Come down and explore, understand better. We advocate whereby there's no selling. All we want is actually you must make a sound decision, informed decision. So just visit us. We're at Clarke Quay, very nice, on top of Brewworks and Jumbo.
You can sell them back. Okay, next question I have is, there are a lot of people who has taken marketing course, and I heard there are some who's gone for interview after whatever courses they did in digital marketing and still unable to get a job. So what do you think went wrong? Is it because maybe the courses they went, it's not so thorough, and during the interview they're not able to articulate their experience, or is it something went wrong? How can they, for those who has gotten some of the training, like what is missing?
Okay, I'll answer in two parts. Okay. First of part is actually there are some employers simply do not know what's digital marketing. So don't put all the blame on yourself. There are some really employers thinking by digital marketing is just like digital marketing. They have no understanding on digital marketing. Therefore, the job design and the job title or the expectation is actually not really reasonable.
Yeah.
I would have to say that. Yeah, there are many SMEs. Yeah,
they want you to be everything.
Cover the sun, cover the sea, cover the mountain, cover the sea. So that is one type of the employers that which we will say that yes, unfortunately there are. This is the real world. So do not penalize yourself if let's say you feel that you have acquired a skill set and you don't get employed. Do not let that jeopardize your confidence. But there are second aspect of it is actually very often we see that people acquire their skill set, but they do not even know how to apply the skill set to themselves. That is one of the area that we find that when you're going for the interview, do you prepare yourself, provide your potential employer that you have done research, because you learn market research, right? When you have acquired skill set. So that means you have learned market research, you have learned about branding, you have learned about understanding about social media marketing and digital marketing. So we realize whereby some of the people, they take that learning as the learning itself, but they did not apply that skill set when they are when they were in the interview. So have you done enough preparations of your interview? Whereby first of all, knowing that companies, positioning, understanding what have they done and what is the gap. So people interview, they would like to know, how can you value add to my companies? And therefore, you cannot give a standard academic answer. You have to really dive deep to look into that. What are the opportunities?
I think for this, those who are in this position, please join next Saturday, 10:30.
Yeah.
Dive very deep into how to secure a job.
Yes, correct. You have a fireside talk, right? Yes, correct. How to prepare yourself to win and to ace the interview. Karen, I think they have a talk to specialize on that. So, on the marketing knowledge aspect of it, that we just want to encourage people that use yourself as a brand and a company. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, need your help, John Hendry, to click onto the Q&A. For some reason, Zoom think that I've asked too many questions. I can't open up that button.
Oh, really?
So there's about 12 questions, a lot of questions. So maybe could you pick some questions, the highest rating?
Well,
and then we have to wrap up. Yeah.
Maybe I want to share one thing that will be very useful for people who are looking to transit into digital marketing. It's not okay. One part of it is really the learning, as what Michelle said. The other part, digital marketers you are in the best position, right, to do crazy things when you go for interviews. For example, if you need to show that you can run a Facebook ad, nobody's going to stop you from running a Facebook ad for your friend, for someone to generate leads. You don't have to wait for permission. And if you are going for social media positions, please tidy up your social brand. Please practice. It's a place that you can actually showcase live things of what you actually can do. And copywriting as well. There's no such thing as you cannot show your competency. It's even easier than engineering or some other jobs. You don't go around. So if you have the competency and they just check out your Facebook page or maybe your feed and see how you write, there's just so much creative ways to actually present yourself. I think
you
it's,
have to show proof that you are
yeah,
capable, right?
there's
Right.
so many ways. So if you want to go into, I would say that at the end of the day, if you, let's say if you want to go for digital marketing role, let me, instead of just studying that, why not you prepare a strategy for that? And you go for the interview. I tell you, you will impress anybody.
Yeah, yeah,
Very
that's
good.
true. Yeah.
Yeah, you impress. I'll come here. I'll
You
show you.
impress us, come. We are hiring. Impress
Okay.
us, please.
Excellent. We need to pick questions. They're waiting for us. Pick
All
some.
right. Let's see what they have.
Actually, that's a good point. What to hide? And coming from an
Okay, we would like, I have these questions whereby it says that is there any way that we can broaden our skill set without investing too much money and without investing too much time, or just have the right amount of time? So to define right amount of time is pretty tricky because my time and your time may be a very different kind of definitions. But I would like to urge everyone who is viewing here is actually, regardless where you are, you have a job or without a job, investing in yourself is very important. We have been investing ourselves in the wrong items, material things, etc. And during this recession time and during this period of time, I think it is good that for us to realign back that what do you really want to achieve in your life, be whether it's in your current career or in your new career pursuit. And you need to invest time and you need to invest substantial amount of investment to yourself. And that's what I strongly encourage every viewer here, because really, we have seen, and it's really, at this moment, is a very good transition time that all of us can be realigned back to what truly is your heart driving you, your passions and your purpose, and so that you can, drive further for the next 10, 20 years. I just wanted to one more thing about the T things is actually we come to realize whereby people who are very successful in taking the programs and then really go for the job that they want to ace and they really got it, they have this attitude that I would like to share. The attitude is actually they are embracing new changes. They do not allow their past baggages to tell them who they are. They are constantly like an open book and a blank canvas to try on new things, and then not afraid to fail. They are not afraid to fail. And I want to encourage all the audience here is actually, when you're trying on new things, you're bound to have some hindrance, you're bound to have some failures, but embrace it, because that's your stepping stone. And it's also fail fast, and then fail and not afraid of that. Because when you're failing new items, new things, it means that you're trying something new, and you are taking the lessons to yourself. So the growth mindset, yes, exactly. The growth mindset and the learning attitude is the most important thing for us to excel in the unknown future. Because once you acquire the skill set of learning, regardless AI coming or machine learning, whatsoever that is going to take your job, you will still be able to overcome it because you have that growth mindset and that right learning attitude.
Okay, next questions.
Okay, I just want to answer some. I think there's one asking about how to pick up copywriting skills. I think this is, I think it's a great question. Generally, copywriting is not a science, so there are definitely places. Of course, going to med school is one good option, great option. Of course, there are individuals who are teaching copywriting as well. I would say that they are all good. There's nothing to say that you should not learn. And there's really great online courses as well. I would say that it's quite broad. They all have their merits, but the more important thing is always the practice, as I said. Where can you find opportunities to practice it or to showcase it? Could be that you write something yourself, or you maybe copyright your own website. You see, I always think that, copywriting, you want to find a copywriting job. If you can't even have a website and you can't even show that your posts are attractive, and you wouldn't have credibility. But if you have that, you don't really have to talk so much. That's the beauty of it, because you're writing, right? You let your words do the talking. Yeah. So that is one. Okay. Any more
maybe
questions?
last one or two questions.
Let's see. Okay, there's one talking about how do professionals keep up with the forever changing digital marketing landscape. Okay, it's inevitable. One of the essential life skills, that's what Michelle says, is that you have to be highly adaptable and fast to pick up skills. I think learning how to learn well has become so-called, so important now that you will find a difference even in your friends and your peers. You will see people who are really static versus people who are really dynamic in terms of their learning. I think if you want to go into this field, you definitely have to have that. If not, I really think maybe really have to think carefully, because you'll be outdated and that wouldn't be good for you. Yeah.
Okay. So I have a question. Sorry, not a question. Michelle, I understand that you did this refugee project sometime last year, and you presented it to me. I was very excited. And so what Michelle did was that there was a large group of refugees that stuck in Indonesia. So Michelle took together with her trainers to Indonesia, Bogor, and they had this public classrooms that was set up. And Michelle and the trainers had taught them digital marketing skill, because that's one skill that they could find ways to make money, because these are refugees who are stuck with no money and no way to make a living. So Michelle, my question is, this group of people, how was the project? Was it possible to train them in such a short time? How many were they and how long? And after they graduated, were they able to find any project at all? I'm sure that not everyone could so immediately, but I'd like to know, how did it go? And I saw on the chat that one of your students from there are here. Yeah. So
yes.
Zion?
Yes, Zion, yeah.
Zion?
Great. First of all, I want to say thank you, Karen, for donating to this initiative on supporting refugees in Indonesians. Basically, these refugees are actually they are running away from the civil war in the eastern country. So that's the reason why they end up in Indonesia to seek asylum. Usually, typically, they will have to be there in Indonesia for like 5 to even 10 years. And to wait for the United Nations to replace them again to the advanced country or developed country, like in Canada or US, but it's subjected to the politics as well as the situations that we know recently, right? So we went down to conduct only a three, because it's due to a limit of time, we'll only be able to conduct 3 full days workshops there, which is from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, from ground zero, training them from really ground zero. A lot of them are actually engineers, they are skilled white collar people, not all refugees, because we always in the media we thought that refugees are poor and uneducated. No, these are educated group of people. They are white collar engineers, IT specialists, etc. And we realized whereby out of the 45 that we have trained, we have hired 3 ourselves in our social enterprise Make the Change. And then there were a group of 5 people, they started their own digital marketing agency.
Wow.
And that is a very interesting record. We will not say whereby, for educators like us, we believe that, of course, it won't be able to achieve 100% kind of a deployment or whatsoever. But what we want to highlight here is actually, when you're picking up a skills, have the enterprising spirits to try something, as what Henry mentioned earlier. If you want to be a copywriter, you don't need to wait for the course to start. In fact, now your platform, your Facebook, your Instagram, your Twitter is already a learning ground for you to be a copywriter. And likewise, for many people who wanted to start on their own, I give you one example. It's actually this lady, she's actually working as a marketing consultant. And after she attending some of the digital marketing class, she even used her hobby, because she liked to shop online. She started to change that hobby, shopping online to buy things for her own personal use. She spoke to that brand owner and said that I want to be a distributor in Singapore and I'm selling via digital platform. And she got a deal. and that's how people started their digital marketing career. So I would like to answer to the refugees in the world is actually, when you are looking into the opportunity, the first thing is actually, what is your platform? You already have your platform. Your Facebook is your platform. Your Facebook is telling people that what you are doing and what you do with it. Second thing is actually, if you want to involve in digital marketing, there is a lot of gig economy like freelancer.com, like Fiverr.com. Start off with that. Sell your service first, because giving even free service, because if you are inexperienced in that, you need to build your case studies, you need to build your portfolio, then do free for other people. Do free for other people to build your portfolio, to build your experience, then you can charge. So that is what we strongly encourage the learners, and even currently, if any of you that you have acquired certain skill set and you still feel that you got stuck, I would strongly encourage you is actually render your service for people for free or probably at a very low cost.
Yeah. So it sounded like it's possible to train people just over the few days and they have some foundation, and from there they go on, right?
Yes,
So,
they have to press on and they have to really learn more by themselves. Yeah.
and also we are in a very good position. We have internet. We could learn all kinds of stuff online, offline. And I understand that some of this refugee has to travel like 6-7 hours to get to the school just to learn from Michelle's group, right? Because there was no internet in that area that we could provide online training. So I think we are in a very blessed position. So we should really take advantage of that. And no one should say, I have no job, I can't find, I have no skill. This is a bit rubbish, right?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Yes, so
Don't victimize yourself. I'll just say it. Don't victimize yourself. You have such a great talent that you have not explored. So don't victimize yourself and don't allow your past failure to determine your future. Do not let that happen to yourself.
Yeah, definitely.
And also moving into the online economy, now our opportunity is global, but that also means that our competition is global. So the company can hire anyone, anywhere. They don't need our EP to be in Singapore.
Yes.
Your job. So we do need to back up and get the skills that's needed and compete on the global skills. So there's no time.
I would say that, I mean, I think if for those, because I really started as a PMET, I really feel a lot for the PMETs who are not sort of displaced. Because I'm half a musician, so I have a lot of friends who are in the events and they are musicians. You know, they really had a hard time. And I think if someone, and that's why I think for me and my partner, we have been sort of helping coach some people in terms of who wants to start their own digital agency. It's actually one of my passions is to really help people who wants to maybe get started, because they felt that I don't want to, be working in a company for a while. I want to, come and start something. Can I do something? So that we actually do that, and I would say that over the last 5-6 years, we have actually helped about 5-6 of them, to get started. Of course, not all of them. Some of them realize that, oh, I don't want to be, and they decide to do something else. That's fine, because it's really the support. I know it's not easy to be an agency because there is good and poor agencies around. But I think if you really want, I'm very happy to talk to any one of you who if you feel that you want to give a shot at starting something yourself. Yeah.
And for the Facebook Live, LinkedIn Live, please sign up on the link so that you could get a replay, as well as some of the links that we're going to forward to the attendees who signed up. Thank you so much, Michelle and Hendry, for the excellent sharing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Irene said here, the growth mindsets and approach is key. Learn internationally. Yes. And Shreya said, wow, too many nuggets today. Glad to be here tonight. Self-investment, know where to invest. So true. And COVID certainly brought the realizations even deeply. Growth and contribution. Thanks again. And Valerie said, well said, global competitions. The word is your oysters. How you make it.
Yeah.
And okay, so with that, I would like to end this sessions with a very quick slides. Let me just share my slides. So we have this QR code here. On the left side, please give us your feedback. And on the right side, we have volunteer support where you can join us. And actually, if you have digital marketing skill, please volunteer with us. There is lots of opportunity. You can actually practice your digital marketing, and then you will be hired, right? So, and also join us as mentee mentors. And also we have, what else did I cover? Volunteer, mentee mentors, and webinar speaker, if you have something that you can contribute. Now, next week, we have a topic on how to be mindfully productive, the fusion of focus and well-being. So productive, very, very relevant to career resilience as well. So although this is under our personal well-being section. So please join us next Saturday, same time, 8 o'clock. And lastly, I'd like to thank all our sponsors. Thank you really very much to help us spread the word about the various events that we organize here. And here's the big heart, and stay connected, and see you next week. Oh, and yeah, and next Saturday too. We have a fireside chat on job. Thank you, Michelle, Hendry. Bye.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everyone.